Energy. This is the topic of today's video. So I'm gonna break down the whole reason why the gas engineer even went back to the tenant's house to rob him. You see, as human beings, we can tell on a biological level, out of those who are among us, or maybe those who we may pass in the street, we can tell who is weaker than us, we can tell who's at the same level as us, and we can definitely tell who is stronger than us. When I talk about strength, I'm not talking about how much you can bench press or how hard you can hit the punch bag. I'm talking about energy levels. You see, most human beings have little to no energy, but every now and then you may come across an individual that has big energy. You may pass them on the street, they may be at work, maybe a family member, they may live on your road. Every now and then you'll come across an individual that has big energy. The sort of person that if you was to challenge them, they wouldn't have a bar of it. If you was to step to them, they'll probably put you down on your ass. Talking about energy levels, I've got a cousin from Hackney. He's from Pembury. Big him up. He's a couple of years older than me. I never knew anything about him. No one told me any stories, nothing like that. I just heard I have a family member, cousin. He's a couple of years older than me, and this is his name. That's it. When I met this guy for the first time, I could tell he was on smoke. And then a few months later, I met one of his close friends. And he was saying like, yo, your cousin is on this, you know. Back in the day, he done this, he done that, he done this, he done that. And I believed it straight away because I could tell by this guy's energy, he was on smoke. You see the gas engineer? When he was at this tenant's house, he could tell that the tenant was weaker than him. He could tell that he could bad this tenant up. He could just pick up on his weak energy. And that's why he made the decision to go back and rob him. Trust me, you can feel man's energy. No homo. I've been around some man. Do you know what energy is? Energy is like aggression and or potential aggression. You lot have heard about that tenant that I pissed off that time. I asked him to put away the weed. When I first met this guy, he was cool, calm, collected, chilling. I didn't pick up on no aggression from this guy, but he definitely had potential aggression. When I asked him to put away the weed, he snapped. You see that aggression meter? That aggression meter? Yo, it was redlining. Yo, it was going around 360. I wish I had it on camera. I never seen anyone react like that in my life. I thought I was a fucking maniac. Obviously, he had a little bit of mental health and that's probably why. But yo, aggression level was off the fucking Richter scale. I've met man before. Big energy. There's this guy. And me, I met bare man in my life. One individual that I would say they had the biggest energy that I've ever come across was this guy that I met at a construction site. His name was Ash. His energy, his aura, his mannerisms, they're all on a next level. I've never met anyone like that before. And trust me, man, I've been in prison with them killers. I've been on the wing with man that's got 25 years. I've been on the wing with man who ain't got a release date. They've just got a release year. They don't even know what date they're coming out. They just know, okay, I'm coming out in 2030. And I've never met anyone with energy like this guy. This guy, the thing is, he wasn't even a big guy. Like, you might think, oh, these guys with energy up. No. They're just normal size. The guy was, I'm 5'9", he's probably 5'10". But just his mannerisms, even his eyes were yellow. I thought he was from the Congo. When I met him, he told me he was from this place called Zanzibar. I'm like, where the hell is that? He's an island off of the Tanzania coast. This guy moved like he come out of the jungle. Yeah, he was a serious fucking man. People like that, you ain't going to their house after you do a gas test and robbing them. You're lucky if you come out of their yard alive like that. So that gas engineer that was in this tenant's house, he could tell that this tenant is weaker than them. He could tell that if he tries to thing on this tenant, he ain't gonna get no pushback. He could tell he could bad up that tenant. That's why he went back. I promise you, I guarantee you, that gas engineer, if he went to Steeler's house, you think he would have went back after 22 days? If he went to fucking CS from Peckham's house, he would never have went back. Big Adji man from MPK, he would have never went back to his house. Bin from Ida, he would have never went back to his house. No way. You see, when you got a certain energy level, people don't fuck with you. I remember one time, yeah, this, I don't know if it was like a Brazilian or Romanian youth. Somewhere in Trafalgar Square, there was these two youths, young youths, 20, 21, something like that, young youths. You saw the footage on camera. And this just goes to show, if you're not a certain way, people are going to try and bad you up just because they can get away with it. These two youths were sitting down in like Trafalgar Square, somewhere in central London. And some Englishman, not that old, but like 50 years old, just casually, politely walked up to them whilst the two youths were sitting down, and he asked them for a lighter. I don't know why these youths got up, but they banged him in his face. I think it was a one punch, a one hit wonder. They offed him. The guy passed away. You know, when I was watching that news report, I was thinking to myself, nah, if that was me, if I walked over to them for a lighter or anything else, nothing would have happened to me. I don't think they would have tested me like that. I know for a fact they wouldn't have tested me like that. I know a guy, he actually was, he got offed, yeah, by some Polish guy. So this guy, you can read about this as well. His name is Julian. He lived in Edmonton. He's not a road dude. His name's Julian, but he lived in Edmonton. But I think he was like from Portugal or somewhere like that. Now, obviously, I never used to, but you get me, man used to make money, yeah? Okay, cool. So I know him because I used to, yeah? So apparently he was in Jubilee Park. This is a real story. You can go and read this. Apparently he was in Jubilee Park, and I can't remember. I think some Polish guy, I think he asked the Polish guy for something. I don't know what happened, but the Polish guy ended up, yeah, one and done. And I was thinking to myself, if I was in that same scenario, and I asked that Polish guy, or the same dialogue came out of my mouth that came out of this guy's mouth, if I was in the dialogue with this Polish man, if I even got into a little whatever and that, I would still be alive today. This guy, yeah, no disrespect to him, RIP and that, he is a weak individual and people will try him. He's that sort of individual, or was that sort of individual. I truly believe if I was in that situation, nothing would have happened to me. Even with this gas engineer. If that gas engineer came to my house and I had everything, if you'd put me in that tenant's house, I would still be alive today. I don't think that gas engineer would have come back to try to test me. You see, certain individuals, like I said, they have a certain aura and energy about them. You lot can think what you want. You lot are just viewing me on camera. On camera is different in person. You lot can think what you like. But what I can promise you, there is a reason why all of my tenants have paid me rent on time. I've had men who have anticipated not paying rent like 5 days late. 2 weeks prior to rent day, let's say rent day is on the 30th. 2 weeks prior to rent day on the 14th, a man's phoned me, yo, Jay, look, yeah, I'm going to be 5 days short with the rent. Something happened at work or whatever and that. Yeah, man will phone me up and give me that pre-warning. Now, I've never showed any sort of aggression to any of my tenants, nothing like that. But they can tell he's probably gonna go mad if we don't pay the rent. I mean, obviously, when they come for the viewing, and I told them if you fail to pay the rent, I'll serve you notice and you have to leave. They can just pick up a vibe off me just from that. But they could probably tell, yeah, it's not gonna go too well if I don't pay this guy rent. And trust me, I did have a tenant one time. He was like 2 days late. I was jamming it on him on the phone, like, yo, where's the rent, blood? Where's the rent? I was phoning him at like 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning. Yo, why has the rent not come yet, blood? Yeah, I was jamming it on him, blood. When you have a certain aura and energy about you, people don't play with you. Trust me. You can ask my neighbours. You can even ask some of them Tottenham boys that have come across me. They can tell you that guy's a serious man. Especially my neighbours. My neighbours, especially where I lived before, obviously man had to touch them up and that. If they had, because they've seen me touch up someone else as well. If one of their family members went to their house and they was telling stories about me and that, and the family members like, what? He done what? Right, I'm going in. They'll say, do not go to that guy's house because he's gonna do X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So yeah, when you have a certain presence about you and that, people don't fuck with you. You see, and I've spoken about this in videos before, so it's not like I'm just saying it because this is because I'm talking in this video. When I go to tenants' houses, they will ask me, "Oh, you got ID and that?" I say, "Yeah, I'll show it to them and that." I've never had a tradesperson come to my house and ask them for ID. I don't need to ask them for ID because I know if they try a thing, it's gonna be peak on their side. So when I know I'm the dominant force, so what are you really gonna come with? Yeah? When you know you're on a certain level, you don't even really fear no one like that. Now, don't get it twisted. I know there's people that carry straps and machetes and that, but the chances of someone testing me in my house is gonna be slim to none. So I don't need to worry. Like, put it this way, none of my neighbors even knock my door. No one even knocks my door. Around here, the other day, I've got people around here so bammy, yeah. I swear, one of my neighbors even put up a camera for me. And I know they put up a camera for me because there was no camera for years of these people living in this house. And I said, when I move around here, there's going to be some changes. This was in between the time like when I was renovating this property. About a week went past. I came back to this road. I wasn't living here at the time. They put up a camera. You know, like when you just notice something different. I'm like, yo, there's a camera. Right, they actually put up a camera, you know. And the thing is, the guy that lives at the house, yeah, but hey, there's a new wolf on the block. Yeah, because at this particular house, I think those people there, I think they run the street until JY is turned up. Yeah. Anyway, I knocked on one of the neighbors' houses, not their house. I knocked on one of the other neighbors' houses, and obviously she didn't expect me to knock because I don't talk to these people. Someone left some rubbish around the corner of my house. I just started knocking on everyone's door. Yeah. Knocked on one of the neighbors' houses. As soon as the woman opened up the door, she screamed. She screamed. She thought I was there for trouble. I was so cool as well. I just wanted to know who left this. It's like a baby gate outside the side of my house. Because my house is on the end. So there was one guy before who left some rubbish. I told him it was gone within 2 minutes. So I just wanted to know who left this baby gate. I know it wasn't the guy that left the other rubbish before because he ain't got no babies or no dogs or anything. But yeah, I went to this particular neighbor's house and that. And as soon as she burst the door open and she saw me, she screamed. I thought that was funny. I didn't laugh at the time, but when I walked off, I thought that was fucking funny. That's how scared, this is how shook these people are around here. Yeah, I knocked their door and they fucking scream. So yeah, when you have a certain presence and aura about you, like obviously people now and then will still try to test you, but no one's coming to rob you. Not for $2,000. If you have a certain presence and aura about you, if someone's going to try and rob you, it's going to be for a significant amount. Like, yo, Oh, man's hit the jackpot, man's hit the belly. Not for some idiot, 2 grand. I'm telling you, I promise you, no one's going into Steeler's house for 2 grand. Yeah, people like Steeler, you try to avoid them people there. Yeah. So yeah, the whole reason why the gas engineer even robbed and went back to the tenant's house is because he knew he could bad him up. He knew he could bad him up. I promise you, every now and then, I'll come across a tenant who's got big energy. Yeah. I'm telling you, if the victim was one of certain tenants who I can think of right now, I promise you that gas engineer wouldn't have went back to his house. Funny enough, yeah, I went to a police officer's house, was it 3 days ago or something like that? And yeah, just white guy. I was talking to him just about general stuff and that. So me and him was walking upstairs. I get him to show me where the sockets are and that. So I said, oh, what sort of work do you do? And he said, I'm a copper. I was like, oh, so he's a policeman. I'm like, oh, shoot. He said, hey, boom, boom. Immediately just chatting about bare different stuff and that, whatever it was. So obviously I've come across this tenant, yeah, who is quite notorious. Yeah. He's just, I don't know what he's notorious for, but he's just trouble. You know what I'm trying to say? Put it this way, yeah, so every now and then I'll get these jobs where they're like red flag tenants, so they're bad, aggressive tenants. I'll go there on my own, no problem. But this particular guy, they was like, no, you are not even going there on your own. Because I might go there and inflame the situation, then get into a rough and tumble with the tenant and that. So they said, no, you're not even going there. They made me, I had to go with my manager there. And even when we got there, we had to go and we went there with a plasterer. This big guy, they look like they got the biggest, roughest and toughest plasterer to accompany us on this job. Anyway, I knocked on this guy's door. He slammed the door in my face, and that was it. Yeah, he looked like a madman. You could tell he was trouble. Yeah. So anyway, boom, I'm at this police officer's house. I'm getting ready to leave, and I said to him, you said you work all around Northampton. He said, yeah. I said, do you know such and such? And I told him the tenant's name, and he just looked to the floor and he said, yeah. And he just walked past me, and you could just tell, yeah, that guy there is trouble. He's trust me, he's trouble. He said to me, he said, how do you know him? I said to him, I tried to go in his house, but he didn't let me. Because he said, oh, did you manage to get in? I said, nah, he slammed the door in my face. He was like, yeah, you don't want to go in that house, trust me. And then that was the end of the conversation and that. But I guarantee you, that tenant there, the maniac, because I've been to his estate. Everyone knows him. They know him as the madman. I think he's got schizophrenia as well. Yeah, everyone knows him as the madman with the tooth missing. Yeah, one woman was like, "Yeah, there's police always outside his house. There's always police at that house there. He was beating up his pregnant girlfriend. Just madness like that." I guarantee you, if the gas engineer had that tenant, he would not. Even if the tenant had 20 grand in his house, he would not have went back there. He went back to the guy's house because he knew he could bad him up. That's why you have to have an aura. That's why you have to have a presence about you. Man won't test you. The chances of you getting tested when you have an aura and presence about you is very, very slim. People don't want trouble. Bottom line. People don't want trouble. And it doesn't matter how big you are, whatever. Yeah, you don't need to be 6'8" or 6'6". You can be a short guy and no one will play with you. When I was at ISIS, there was a guy on my wing. He was the boss of the wing on the hate train. Big up Spectre. He was from Fulton Heath. And he was in jail for a long time. And yeah, he was cool. But nobody played around with Spectre. Like, you know, like every wing has like a boss of the wing. I'm not saying he would go around telling people what to do. It's not like that, oh, you have to go to him if you want to have a fight with someone or some bullshit. But like, yo, he was the boss of the wing, innit? Yeah. No one played about Spectre. Yeah. He's about 5'8", but he was hench, but it wasn't the muscles. It was just the aura and the energy about Spectre. No one played about Spectre. But Yeah, man. Energy and aura is very important. Energy and aura will avoid you getting tested and troubled. Don't get it twisted. There's men who are bad man on road who still get tested every now and then. Sometimes we'll be by some little pipsqueak, some little neek that's trying their luck and that. But yeah, energy and aura will stop people from wanting to come to your yard and test you. People go down the path of least resistance. See, that gas engineer, he clocked there's going to be no resistance when I go back to this yard. Of course, there was no resistance. If there was resistance, okay, he got chopped in the side of his head. But why did the gas engineer didn't get ducked down the road and end up with 2 shank wounds in his back? Because there's no resistance. So, anyway, man, that's a nice long one there. Stay a while, ton, though.